Hey, Decathlon Gamer, welcome back to FM24 Youth Factory, episode 25. We continue on with the January transfer window closing in now just 1 week. In the meantime, our big event in the last episode was that we got Adekunle to agree to a new contract. The star player, the highest rated player the club has ever had. And he underperformed a little bit last year, but this year he truly is playing as that star player. When agreeing to the new contract, his agent was adamant that we have release clauses. Multiple. One for if we don't get promoted, and then just another in general at a higher level. I couldn't get him to walk back on that, but in the negotiation, I was able to do that, at least to an extent. So we got rid of the general release clause, the one that anyone can match. For now, though, we do have one complication that is going to put a little pressure on us to step up our game this season, and that is a non-promotion release clause. So in the event that we do not gain promotion this season, Adekunle can be released for $400K. Now, the other release clause was more like a $700K release clause, which I think it might have been able to be pushed up to about $800K. But doing away with that is the important part, because absolutely there's going to be championship or above clubs that would spend that kind of money for a player who easily has a multi-million-dollar value even at a championship level. For us, I think his value is hovering somewhere around $750,000 to maybe a little bit above that, but it's simply because of the level that we play at and not because of the quality of the player. As we get into this final week of the transfer window, things are starting to pick up. Other teams, players that we've had nothing in terms of offers for, we're starting to get more. First off, the most regular player to have offers on from various teams so far this month has been James Wilkinson, which makes sense. He's already requested to get out, and for good reason. He's a good player, but he's not in the first 11. He's stuck behind the guy who has been the guy, not Adekunle, but the one who's been the star for 3-4 seasons now in Lanahan Penrys. He's behind him in the depth chart and has developed really well this season. So Wilkinson's getting a lot of attention, and we're up to about 50 to 60% of value on those offers. Now, we're starting to pick up offers for other players too as we enter this final week, including Ben Hassel. This is the first time I've seen an offer for him in a year or more. But this is coming in right at baseline of value. We're talking about $105K when his value starts at $100K, going to $170. So no concerns yet, but this is the kind of traction that could really get momentum and pick up rather rapidly as the week goes on. Traveling to Fleetwood on the road should be an easy match. They're only 19th place in the league. But first, we're on the road. Second, we've been in match overload for a while here, and it hasn't cleared up just yet. So even with a decent amount of rotation today, the squad's still really tired. We got a good 5 guys that aren't fit or in need of rest, and we're trying to rest others. Hassel getting a rest, Redknapp getting a rest. We have Kamara Jones still injured, Lanahan Penrys injured and out for a while. So actually Wilkinson's going to get a chance to get his starts, and maybe he'll be happy about the playing time, and that could help us this week trying to hang on. But instant result for the remainder of the window, so the next few matches at least, and we'll see if we can get through the transfer window still in one piece, not losing any guys. We do come away with a comfortable result here. Adekunle, Mortland, Thornhill, and Wilkinson all getting on the score sheet. It was 1-1 at one stage, but we did take the lead once again before halftime and controlled the second half. Vast majority of possession. We had as many shots on target as they had attempts for the entire game. Just 6 fouls. It's a good result. We did not have great ratings across the board. and Redknapp, Primus, and Baker all coming in off the bench. Wilkinson had a great game. Goal and 2 assists for him on that one. Nicely done there. And let's see, Adekunle, minor injury it looks like, picked up in the match. Atkins and McFadden, the ones going out resting, who desperately needed it. Other teams in the playoff zone very much keeping pace with us on that one. Pretty much wins across the board. Twisted knee for Adekunle, just 3 to 4 days for him, so quick recovery, but that's going to hurt him for the upcoming, our next match, which will be midweek, so he's probably going to end up having to sit that one out. And it's a miracle we're winning games when things are starting to fall apart mentally for the player. Davidson, his second time being absent from training. And then we just had a run-in with Hassel, who was upset about not accepting the bid from Carlisle. So things are really starting to get sour with that one. But we're into that last, 6 days? 5.5 days of the transfer window. It's going to be a rough time getting the morale back up. Most of them tend to forget it after the transfer window closes. They know that there's nothing that can be done at that point, but this is a tricky period for us. Here at the end of the month, we're finally catching up on games. This game in hand we've had for ages against Welling United is what we have next. So we're going up against them. Good opportunity to stretch the gap to 10 points if we can take advantage here. We've got 4 starters that are not even in the matchday squad whatsoever. 2 more starters on the bench. We're definitely down the depth chart here, so this is going to be a tricky one to try to come away with all 3 points, especially on the road, but we're going to try. Hopefully we can manage to do so. Overall, the squad, starting 11, not in as bad a shape as it was on the Saturday match now for the Tuesday evening one. 2-0. Both just inside the hour mark. Wilkinson and Thornhill getting on the score sheet. 12-7 on the attempts, 70% possession. We continue to control matches, even with some of the weaker players in the squad. And as a result, with our extra match played and everyone in the league now at 32 matches, we are finally caught up. We're down to just the one side competition, I believe. I need to go double check that. It's finally almost time to get a rest. It's a Tuesday match. We're still going to have our weekend match. But I think we have a week until the next one. We finally start that recovery a little bit. And we're also starting to get a couple guys back healthy again. Kamara played today, first time in a little while since he went down injured right about the beginning of the month for him. Deadline is Friday at just about the time it's at right now, so we got a few days left to go. And yes, FA Cup 4th round, Salford City on the road will be a very difficult match, and of course it's coming up in a week, so no rest yet. Wednesday afternoon, no offers for almost 2 days now. That's a great sign, but of course deadline day itself is going to be where a lot of the business takes place. But a quiet week leading up to the deadline day Friday night could, fingers crossed, be what we needed to keep the team intact for yet another window. That would be like 3 straight windows without losing any players. This is just ridiculous. A $5,000 offer for Archie Jones that I turned down, and he's upset. $5,000? Kidding me? At least this time Rotterdam have come back with at least a semi-representative offer. This time they offered $8,000 instead of $5,000, but this time they also offered additional fees that add up to $35,000. Still not near his value, and at $50,000 only, compared to him being 17 and his value, like, he's worth more than $50,000. So we don't have to, at $51,000, negotiate with someone necessarily. We can push that bar up a little bit. I think we could easily get 100K or more for Archie Jones with ease, with the quality he has, and senior squad time already. Coming off an injury, I doubt anyone's going to offer that. Rotterdam, the only ones that have shown interest so far, but just annoying that Archie Jones gets that ticked off over an absolute nothing offer. Here's where that minimum security actually starts to come into effect too, because Rotterdam have come back with a third deal, but it's already 5:15 in the evening on deadline day, so we're down to mere hours left. So far so good. And today Jones is the only one getting any offers. No. Wilkinson had an offer this morning, but this time potential value is 66K, but it's all down the road incentive stuff. It's really only 14 up front. That's not happening. Not at all. And we've made it to the next morning. It's now February. Transfer window is closed for the league above us. We have survived another transfer window. With the exception of going and getting our butts kicked here by Salford City in a couple of days, we're going to put our heads down and go into cruise mode until about March. We're going to kind of play our way quickly through a month worth of games. For now, we have a 10-point lead in the league. We do have a couple of guys who weren't upset before that are now. We have a couple of guys that were upset before and still are. Adekunle was one of those. We closed that deal, but he still had two things that he was upset about. That only closed the deal on one of those. And he didn't turn around afterward and be like, hey, coach, thanks. I love you, dude. Nothing. So here's how things are going financially. We're sitting on just shy of 10 million. Income this last month versus expenditure was a positive balance, but overall for the year, we're hanging on right about neutral. Actually, no. I think we're definitely... let's go check that out for real. Yeah, no, we're on 2 million spent over, and that was stadium, clause, training facilities. That's what kind of pushed us. So we definitely don't... We'll keep an eye and see if there's any clauses to sell. It's not a huge loss that we have, but if we have anything that'll cash us out kind of to a slight positive balance at the end of the year, it would be a good time to collect. But we'll wait till later in the year to worry about that, though things are going quick and about to go faster. We do have a couple transfer offers that have come in this morning. I mean, where are they going to come from? Our division? Our foes? As if they're going to offer enough to pry players away from us? I mean, this isn't helping. He needs a rest, and this is going to force my hand. But Paul Davidson has gone missing on match day. That's a big no-no. Team defense in the league. We're not necessarily at the top. Shutouts is the most. Possession 1 is the most. We recover the ball. But conceded per game, 0.75. It's not at the top of the league, that's for sure. Expected goals, 0.97. We do a little bit better than the expected. Tackle 1 ratio. It's better than the halfway point, 80%. Opposition passes per, that's possession, right? Per defensive action. They get just over 4 passes before we recover ball. Final third passes against, it's a little high, actually. And fouls, overall, though, you can clearly see we're a very good team compared to league average. Here's what I'm looking forward to. A month in February that's going to, include some home games finally. If you remember, we just had a really long stretch of away games, and we actually did really well. We'll go back and look at that in a second to see how we performed as we begin finally home matches. But even this month, I mean, it's 4 home, 3 away. It's not like we're flipping the script. But 5 Saturday matches bleeding into the 1st of March. That's the one behind the face cam, Cheltenham. But only 2 midweek games, one being an FA Cup. But the rest doesn't come until 2 weeks from now, or a week and a half from now, is where we finally get rest before Aldershot. But then we get rest again before Southend United. That's going to be big. That's our supposed to be our big rival. That's supposed to be the best team in the league. They're in the playoff zone. They went through one period where they struggled, and they've been okay since. They got back on track, but they're not dominating. But we do finally have 2 midweeks with a little rest. We need it bad, but we've got to get through 3 more matches before that's going to happen. Difficult choices, especially without Davidson available. He desperately needed a rest. I probably should have been resting him this game anyway, but I'm nervous to do so. Macclesfield is 8th place. They're not going to be easy to beat, and having anybody else at striker has been a problem for us. Lanahan Penreese, the only one who normally can kind of hang in there and do all right. Adekunle is going to have to play on top. Matty Baker then gets to start Wilkinson over Lanahan Penreese because of the injury. Thornhill needs a rest. Archie Jones is finally available, but only for about 60 minutes. So I don't feel comfortable starting him, but hopefully the AI will bring him in off the bench for Thornhill at some stage. Primus in. Here we are again with multiple starters, not even in the matchday squad. Kamara is edge starter. We're going to probably start him in the FA Cup. But yeah, we're definitely down the depth chart the last couple of days. And I mean, you could see our starting 11 is not looking particularly strong. This could easily be drop points. It is drop points. It's 2-2. A penalty for each side. A penalty for each side. So they took the lead early. We equalized. They took the lead a second time in the second half, and then we equalized. Only 13 shots for the entire match. Only a slight edge in possession. Macclesfield looked like they played to win. They came to win this one. Adekunle, a 6.2 rating, playing on top. Wilkinson didn't do anything today with just a 6.3. And the defense, no part of the defense stood out in any meaningful way. Atkins, Thornhill, Baker with an assist. The only ones who had a good day. Rossini off the bench did all right. Jones did come in and play. Kasungo Matumbo as well. And yeah, we didn't have a very good one. Those drop points shrinks the lead to 8. 5th round, FA Cup. There's not many teams here. I mean, we're talking about 8 matchups, 16 teams remaining, where our possible winner fits in would be a road trip to Arsenal, whoever wins. And you're looking at Woking and us, and everybody else is in the Football League. Really not that many Premier League sides left either. They beat up on each other in the last 2 rounds. 3rd round's when they enter, right? Well, looks like some are going to beat up on each other some more. Brighton or Man City, for example. Nottingham Forest, Leicester. Man City knocks off Brighton. Liverpool over Chelsea. Tottenham over Newcastle. Folks, this is going to be our first ever match, I believe, against a championship side. They are dead last in the championship. There's 2 things that can be said about a match such as this. 1, they are in terrible form. I suppose you can say 3 things. 2, are they going to take us seriously and play their first 11? Or will we see backups who they're afraid to put on because they're desperate for points and they can't sacrifice that in a game, and they're still playing their best 11, sticking to it, struggling through, not experimenting. By February, I'd be experimenting if I were managing them, but hey, you never know, right? They could still be sticking to that first 11. So will they play their first 11 against us? 3rd thing, How badly do they want to find form by getting a victory? Are they going to commit everything to a match such as this because they desperately need to find something, make something click? And here in Manchester, we have snow on the pitch. Looks like it's not snowing at the moment, but we do have some snow buildup. They've had it cleared near the lines. Lines painted blue. Alright, well, let's play some FA Cup football against the highest ranked side we've ever seen. 2 full divisions separate us, League 1, League 2. But as they are at the bottom of the championship and we are at the top of the National League, there's no teams within our divisions between us. Ooh, nearly a bad giveaway there, but big counterattack chance. Matty Baker. Corner kick. Keeper got a piece, pushed it up and over. You can see we have a huge contingency in the crowd. Salford City, not a full stadium for them. Surprising, but apparently they feel that this is going to be an easy match for them. First big chance is ours. Anyway, League 1, 24 teams. League 2, 24 teams. So there are 48 teams separating us. Looked like a lot of contact to take that ball away from us. Kamara loses that one. Thought there would have been a foul, but no foul given. And Kamara's clearance is a poor one. Not to the sideline, but out the back line. So we get a corner kick, but Hassel heads it away. And they score as a result. This is off of Kamara's mistake. Side throw-in. Looked like it wasn't a threat, but a corner kick clearly was. We win the initial header, but O'Neill muscles us off the ball there. Redknapp cannot get the clearance. O'Neill puts it over to Henderson. Henderson, wide open, scores. First shot on target for them. Very little XG, but they lead 1-0 early, too. We've only just now passed the 20-minute mark. Mortland has picked up a knock as well. I'm not messing around. Atkins is coming on. Not worth it. Pretty sure we're going home out of the tournament here today. That should have been 2. That should have been. Woulda, coulda, shoulda. Salford, 5 chances, but only the 1 on target. Primus, a little bit of space there. Baker, what a pass to Davidson. Offside? Yes. Offside. He went a little bit early. Coming up on halftime, we did get another chance. XG is level, 0.5 each. We could easily be scoreless, but they did deserve that goal. Kitching has picked up a yellow, our only one so far. Our ratings have not been good. All in all, though, we've held them off. So far. But we're going to really have our work cut out for us if we have any chance of getting back in this game. If we finish 1-0, I'm going to be absolutely thrilled with that, because that's the kind of performance that you can applaud the team, pat them on the back, and say, hey, tough luck. You're in the championship. You fought well. You kept it close. Don't mind the effort. Primus, not looking good on the morale. Baker's not looking too good. Everybody else is doing all right. Primus was already in a bad mood, and he's the only player who did not respond to the halftime talk. Primus is not going to last long. We're going to get him subbed out here pretty soon, but that's going to be a difficult task as Atkins has already subbed Mortland. What do I do with Primus? Do we go more attacking? It's like, how do you fix that one? Thornhill? And that makes Jones have to play the whole match, or at least till late. Maybe a formation change late on. I think that could be the trick. Jones takes that free kick. It's a poor one. Leads to a counter-attacking opportunity. Definitely starting to see some recognizable names. That's a big sign. We have not been seeing recognizable names in this series. Right? We're a number of years that the would-be recognizable names and faces of the National League, not that there's that many, but a handful that would be recognizable, they're not there anymore, right? So we have not been seeing those guys. The League 2, League 1 sides, the real, not new gen, but the real individuals we've been up against. Davidson gets it into the box. Baker recovers, lays it up for Primus. Oh, Primus does not take the shot. Baker from close range. Whoa. That was something. That was a sequence there. It looks like we passed up a couple opportunities. That was a defensive header. That's out for another corner. Primus is going to take it here. Primus, his mood is better. Primus is feeling good. He's enjoyed what happened in the last couple. Well, we're back down to not happy. We were happy there for a bit. Julian pounces on that. Looking at Wilkinson as the weak link so far today. Atkins in space. Kamara. Wilkinson. A little bit better play from him there. Primus. All the way back to the keeper. Hassel. Also back to the keeper. I don't mind keeping possession here, even though they are organized. We're not giving it away, right? Jones. Davidson. Now Primus. Oh, okay, he got there in the end. Davidson. Offside. That's Primus's bad. That would have been a big chance. Kamara. Long ball over the top. Jones. Second chance at it. Nice run. Baker cuts inside. Primus out to Redknapp. Redknapp. Does he go for the cross? No, he's going to lay it off for Primus. Finds Baker inside. Finds Jones. Takes the deflection out for a corner. Primus is playing pretty okay here. Oh, Davidson. Goes for the challenge. Gets a piece of the man. That looked more like it was a stalling tactic. Kind of, I'm going to go down and get the ref to blow the whistle because I'm lame like that. You know, we've out-XG'd them big time in this game. Bad giveaway from Kitching, but Julian intercepts that cross. We're in this enough to go more attacking, increase tempo. Let's hit them more on the counter instead of trying to possess this. And we're going to have to up the tempo, throw it long a little bit, speed things up. Let's also start pressing higher. I don't necessarily want to go stuck in just yet. Thinking about subs. We still have availability. But we're in this game. Jones, Davidson, Wilkinson, onside. Straight to Okonkwo. It's Okonkwo. I mean, we're seeing recognizable names. Okonkwo is an Arsenal player on loan at Wrexham right now. This season, of course, if you've seen the latest season of Welcome to Wrexham, you don't know Okonkwo yet, but if you follow them beyond just the series, then yes, he would be a known name, and he's been fantastic. They are desperate to get a permanent deal for him. Yeah, we've doubled their XG. We have 5 attempts on target to their 2. Now we're into those final minutes where we definitely need to go for it. Much, much higher tempo. I'm going to try to go straight to our playmaker. We'll go ahead and get stuck in now. We're going to step up more. Free kick, Jones. We just can't seem to beat these guys on the headers. Right? That key area, Kitching, Redknapp. We play well, we possess well, we move the ball well. But when it comes down to that real duel head-to-head, they keep beating us. Scores level! Are you kidding me? What? Wilkinson, who's been so quiet. Kamara, nice ball ahead, but Wilkinson takes a very good first touch. Hesitates, gets his man. Takes a little bit of an early cross on that one, just beyond the 6-yard box. And Davidson, just a step ahead. We're going to keep going, keep pushing these last couple of minutes. We don't want to replay. I don't want another match. If they beat us, they beat us, but I really don't want to have to replay this. We're exhausted. Kamara gives it away. Redknapp heads it out for the corner. That's a good play. That's the one under pressure under those circumstances this late that you want to do that. Pitching heads away. Hassel's now on a yellow as we've switched to getting stuck in, right? He got stuck in. Got to look at fresh legs here with 4 minutes left. Do we have any subs to bring on guys that we want to get out there? It's mostly starters. Rossini is the only non-starter on the bench. We can get him in for Redknapp. Webb, part-time starter. 2 yellow cards out there. Kitching's having a terrible day, but I think that's more about matchups, right? We'll go ahead and bring him on as well for the final minutes. Forcing a replay here is huge. Good and bad. 4th round, championship side, and we're going to come away level. It's definitely going to bring in money. Dang, Baker. Oh, I'll take a winner. Folks, let's see a winner. That's why we push on, right? Risk them getting the go-ahead. Take the momentum and go for it. Conquo, great play there. 9-9 on shots. I mean, what a game. What a game from us. And that was no weak lineup. I mean, that was recognizable names. And that's with half a squad. I mean, Baker, Primus, Kamara, right? Webb came on late. Rossini came on late. But we were missing multiple starters, including our best player. Didn't even play. Adekunle. We didn't play him at all. That's phenomenal. We outpossessed him. We massively out-XG'd them. 2.3. We should have won this thing. It should have been 2-1. Look at the XG. It should have been 2-1. 7-2 for the shots on target. 63% possession. On the road at a championship side that did not take us lightly. They do have bad form. They are beatable. Look how we were equal, and then how we dominated the second half, pulled away. Got the goal. Turns out it was only an equalizer though. But we can hang with League One sides. We'll put it that way. This isn't really a championship side, is it? Last place. They're gonna be League One. We're gonna be League Two next year. There's that fingers crossed again. Well, now we got to replay. So much for our rest. Damn it. Why couldn't we just lose? Go home. Take a rest. We need it. Can you? Like, you know you need the rest? You know you don't need the competition? You know you don't need the finances? Would you put in all the backups? I mean, we didn't overdo it, right? We rested some guys today. It wasn't our B squad, but we did rest some guys today. But would you go for it? Would you play to win? Competitive nature, right? I'm Decathlon Gamer. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there. Bye for now.